Let's be honest, who has the best food? Indian, Pakistani, or Bangladeshi?
India started everything, guys. Come on.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna start that war here.
That's crazy. Welcome back to Made in Banglatown, where we highlight Desi excellence, entrepreneurship, and the stories that inspire our community to dream bigger. Today, I got someone special in the building. She's the founder of Miraj Events, a company that specializes in Desi and Middle Eastern weddings and celebrations. She's built a name in this space, and she's here to share her story, her grind, and what it takes to make a dream wedding happen. Please welcome Mehreen. What's up, Mehreen? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Welcome to Made in Banglatown.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about Miraj Events.
Miraj Events is a wedding planning and coordination company, but not just weddings, we do all events. So birthday parties, graduations, anniversary, whatever you call it. But we've been focusing more so on weddings lately just because we are in peak wedding season.
It is wedding season.
We are a wedding planning and coordination company, and that's pretty much it.
Since right now we are in wedding season and weddings are your bread and butter, what is the craziest wedding story that you have from a wedding that you planned?
I would say not having the seating chart ready for approximately, I want to say maybe 800 guests.
Who had an 800 guest wedding here in America?
I had a client a couple months ago. It was actually a half Syrian, half Hyderabadi, so Indian wedding.
It was a fusion wedding.
And the bride is from Canada and she's Pakistani. So it was 3 different cultures coming together in the heart of Michigan.
5 different countries.
But yeah, the seating chart, we had a segregated wedding. One for men, one for women. Seating chart was not uploading. About 30 minutes left until guests were finally going to start arriving to the venue.
30 minutes before the wedding started, like people didn't know where they were going to sit?
Pretty much.
How did you take care of that problem?
So the system we had was actually a QR code that everybody would just scan and their table number would pop up once they put their name in.
Okay, you guys are next level, right?
High tech, yeah.
So there were QR codes that you planned out for every table, and then from
essentially,
there...
one QR code that everybody would scan when they walked in, just like one plastered by the window or by the door.
That would guide them to where they're sitting?
Yep.
All right, hold on. I just got to take a note of that because we might do that for our next event.
It's actually very helpful.
That's amazing. And the fact that you did a seating chart for the wedding, though, the only time I've heard of like seating charts was like American wedding.
People don't really...
We don't do that.
Eastern people.
We get there. This happens every time when I go to a wedding. Me and the fam, we just walk in and then we just try to find a place to sit down.
Find your friend and
then if we don't find anyone, then we find the table with the least amount of people and then we just conquer it. We just sit down and then wait for them to leave and then we have the whole table. That's something that we do.
That's how it goes. We had a seating chart.
Oh my God, that's insane. After the seating chart situation, how did that wedding go though?
It went amazing. One of my coordinators actually, she's a whiz at tech stuff. So I just handed her the laptop and she figured it out in 15 minutes. We uploaded all 800 and something guests into the system and everybody knew exactly where they were sitting. 800
is still so crazy to me.
Yeah, I was freaking
What venue was it?
It was the Miraj in Sterling Heights.
Yeah, frequent guest there. My cousin just had a wedding at Miraj. Okay, that's interesting. So you're Miraj Events, right? And they are Miraj, right?
Yeah.
Banquet Hall or whatever. So do people get confused?
All the time. And there's another coordinator or planner out there that also has a very similar name to mine.
Oh, what is it? Actually,
Raj.
don't tell me. Don't tell me. No free promo. No free promo.
He's a great guy too. No hard feelings against him. We're actually friends. But yeah, a lot of people will get confused between the 3, and especially with the Miraj Banquet Hall and Miraj Events. But Miraj Events is actually part of my middle name. So Miraj was my given middle name at birth. When I was trying to come up with a company name, I could not think of anything, and I just somehow landed on my middle name, and it stuck.
Okay, what's your full name?
Mehreen Miraj Baksh.
Wow, okay, so you went with
very hardcore name.
Yeah, that was really cool. So going with the middle name, that was actually a very smart thing to do. So it's really like your events. It makes sense. You know what? Let's rewind a little bit, right? Sure. Right now, CEO, professional wedding planner, you're taking care of problems on the fly. But like before this, right? Before being a businesswoman and everything, like who was Mehreen?
Was a public health professional. I actually worked for Wayne County for a little bit.
So you said public health?
Public health.
So you weren't like a nurse though, right?
No, it was more so like healthcare data, analytics. Public health is anything related to healthcare, not necessarily being in the clinical setting, but everything around it. So like, for example, everything that happened with the pandemic and COVID-19, like being able to educate the population on what to do, how to wash their hands, how to take precautions. That's essentially what public health is, just making sure that the population actually follows all the rules and regulations that are put in place.
So you guys were the ones that told us that we got to wear masks and gloves
Pretty much.
And hand sanitize. I appreciate you for that.
Thank you.
I don't think a lot of people followed that, but shout out to you guys. Public health, you were really in the field of like people, right? Even in the beginning. In corporate, why did you switch to such a creative role?
I feel like I've always had a creative side to me. Growing up, I always loved like painting and art and all the creative things, like a very quirky side to my personality as well. Obviously, coming from a Desi background, my mom was not supportive of letting me pursue an arts degree.
It was the mom?
You need to follow healthcare, engineering, law, whatever you want to do, but it has to be one of these top three fields.
For sure. Doctor, lawyer, engineer, or get married to someone rich.
Yep. So yeah, that's how I chose healthcare. I've had a background in clinical care as well, so it was something that I also enjoy.
Yeah, so it's safe to say that you had a good time there, but what was the reason or what happened where something in your brain kind of switched and you said, you know what, this is cool, corporate job is fine, study check, whatever, but no, I really want to start my own business and as a wedding planner, if anything, like what was that switch for you?
The switch, I would say, was seeing a lot of family members and friends starting to get married and them obviously needing assistance with their wedding. Me stepping in and taking over roles that I know they didn't want to hand off to their family members or their siblings. So taking on, I don't want to say the dirty work, but essentially being the one that will coordinate everything for the bride and the girl.
Sure.
I realized I was working for another company. I just realized I'm pretty good at this. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Why not just start my own company and see where it goes?
Invest in yourself.
If not, I tried.
Yeah. Okay. So once you did, you were doing this for free anyway, right? For the fam. You were like, okay, this is nice and all. Like, I would have got free food at the wedding anyway. But I need to support myself. What made you decide to, like, actually charge people for this? Because I'm still very anxious and nervous to ask for favors from my family, even though I'm willing to give them favors. What happened with you where you were just like, you know what, I'm gonna ask for my bag? You know?
I don't think that feeling ever really goes away, especially with your own family and friends or like a community that you grew up with. So I grew up here in Metro Detroit, born and raised. The people that I grew up around are the people that are hiring me now for their events or people I've seen since I was a baby. So that feeling I don't think will ever truly go away. But you learn to navigate it in a professional way. You also showcase that the services you're providing are not necessarily just something that people can take for granted or just for free. I know a lot of people also recognize that you are doing a lot and going above and beyond for them. That's something that someone should be, I don't want to say compensated for, but appreciated.
Yeah, compensating is a form of appreciation where you're actually adding value here. So that's actually a great thing that you just brought up. How do you show people that, hey, I'm providing value here for you without directly telling them, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't got married? How do you do that?
Honestly, for me, it's helped. My first event was actually like a 650 person wedding. Very first solo wedding event that I've had.
Wow.
And that was actually a very close family friend's wedding. My family trusted me. The bride's family trusted me because they've seen me grow up, like I mentioned. And just people from the community seeing that I actually know what I'm doing. I'm coordinating everything in a professional manner. I'm on time. I'm on track with everything.
On time? No, for a wedding though, is crazy. Like on the flyers, it would say, oh, like we start at 6 or we start at 7. But then like people are starting to roll in like around 8. Which is something that we all know, but we don't talk about around people's time. You know what I mean? Wow. Okay. So for your weddings, like you're on time, right?
Oh,
like you're doing your thing. But then what's the latest? When's the latest that you've seen guests arrive to like your weddings?
Oh, I actually had one wedding where there was a blizzard that started out of nowhere, and we actually started 2.5 hours late. But somehow we still remained on track, and we still got everything done before we had to leave the hall. So yeah, the 2.5 hours is probably the craziest
What were you doing during that time?
Staring out the window, looking at the snow coming down.
Oh, okay. So you're there.
Already there at the venue.
Like throughout these, from the beginning to end of the weddings, you are there front and center, like making sure everything's going right?
I'm there from the beginning.
So like, how does that work? Are you more so like behind the scenes, like telling people like to stay on schedule, or you're more so making sure the guests are comfortable? What does that role look like when you're out there?
I'm very much in everyone's peripheral. I'm on the floor. I am the one telling my coordinators, so our team of staff members that we bring with us, exactly what they need to take care of while I'm taking care of something else. I'm the one that will be assisting the bride and the groom, their families, lining them up outside, making sure that they have water, food, whatever it is that they need.
Nice.
And I'm pretty much the one that's calling the shots, and I'm trying to instill that in all the employees in the company. If I'm not available, they'll be able to execute exactly what I do and replicate it where I might not be present.
Okay. Does that also mean like you're talking to the venue staff, catering staff too, to make sure like everything is on time?
All vendors.
Yeah?
All vendors.
Oh my
from
God.
your caterer to the banquet hall manager to coffee cart vendor. I talk to everybody.
From all the weddings that I've been to, there's never really like an overall manager. It's almost like we just figure it out like on the fly, and then there are some cousins who just volunteer in the moment, where it's like you just tell them to do something, and now because they did it, now they're gonna have to do the rest of the stuff. Why do you think like Desi people don't have a manager most of the time, where they don't plan for someone to do the planning at the wedding?
Like you just said it, we still do rely on them, like family and friends and community.
Yeah.
We have a soft spot for our own people, so we will be like, you know what, my best friend's got this, my uncle's got this, my mom's got this.
We don't got it.
Yep.
We try because we love you.
Yes, but that's exactly what it is, right? We'll just trust our family or friends will get it done, but at the same time, we don't realize, hey, they also want to enjoy the event and they also want to be stress-free.
Yeah. With these events that you've done, you were able to show the community like, yo, I really got it. I really do this. I'm adding value. But what are some doubts that like you had for yourself in the beginning? Or let's say you didn't have any doubts yourself, right? You were like, no, I got this. What about from the community in the beginning? Did you have any pushback as, number one, as like a woman, right, going into business, as well as like a woman from Desi culture where there's a lot of stigma and that? How was that?
I had a lot of personal doubts. I would freak out before every wedding event, and I would be like, it's going to be a disaster. Nothing's going to work out. I would think of the worst case scenario, and I would just spiral. But then I would have to remind myself, you know what, you've done a million of these.
Damn,
I have a lot under my belt. This is just another event, and I'm freaking myself out for no reason.
Okay.
Haven't personally received any pushback, which is really good. But I know, like you mentioned, it is weird to see Muslim girls, especially someone that's younger. So I know it's like an odd concept for people to understand. But I have had some clients where they will pretty much come up to me and be like, we don't understand what the point of hiring a planner or coordinator is. We don't really trust you until they actually see us in action and they see what we deliver and the services that we bring to the table. And then they sit back and say, okay, I was wrong, you were right.
Okay, you bring up a very good point where you're talking to a client initially and they just don't trust you, that you can take care of their vision. So besides them waiting to get proven wrong, what do you think would help you out in that situation where to negotiate with the client or trying to close them on your services? What do you think would help you out?
I think I'm very good at, I want to say matching people's energy, but also just being able to understand how you might be feeling and reading your body language so that I may be able to reshape or reform my words for you to better receive. So not necessarily convincing them per se, but just ensuring them that if they were to invest in our services in Miraj Events, that whatever they're walking away with is something that they're going to be happy about. They're not necessarily going to regret it. Same thing, I let them know that whatever answer you have, if it's a yes or a no, I'm not going to sit there and convince you otherwise. And I believe there's clients, a million clients out there. What's meant for you will come to you.
People get married every month.
Exactly. It's not meant to be, if we're not meant to be client, coordinator, planner, relationship, it's okay.
If it's not meant to be, it's just not meant to be. Find me next time on the next wedding season. Anytime that we're in the negotiation phase for our client, it's hard to just straight trying to convince them. So what we do is we build a deck. and we give them a presentation of, hey, here's a case study of this is a client that we work with, here's the content that we created, here's the way that we structured it, we posted it, and here's what the results after. Show them that. Do you think something like that could help you out when it comes to closing these clients?
Definitely. Actually, I'm glad that you brought that up. We recently, a little bit over a month ago, just started our own content creation page.
Nice.
So now we are starting to, instead of just focusing on highlighting the bride and the groom or the couple and their event, we're also highlighting clips of us.
Yes.
Exactly. Us in action, us setting up your party favors, getting everyone lined up for their entrances, coordinating with the DJ, with the vendors. And I think that has really spoken a lot for itself, and has a lot of people are starting to see videos like that or clips of us in action. They're starting to realize, okay, this is what they do. This is the service they're bringing to the table. I'm not just the decor and the bride and the groom and the dances and the cute stuff. They're also showcasing the hard work that goes into it to make sure the event actually is the way that it is.
That's really good. I think all companies should have their own internal content creators. You guys, for weddings and everything, Desi weddings are really like our Super Bowl, the biggest event of the year, people's lifetime. A lot of people have been waiting their whole life to have a wedding. And you're probably thinking, oh yeah, brides are, no, it's not the bride, it's usually the mom or the parents or something. They've been waiting their whole life. My parents have been waiting their entire life to marry me off, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It means more, like the wedding events just mean so much more to our community, not just to the bride and groom. So this is something serious. So how do you make sure that you're running the Super Bowl smoothly?
I am a very type A personality. All my clients can attest for this. I'm very organized. I use everything from Google Sheets to Google Docs to writing it down, having notes on my phone. I'm very much just on top of it. And if a detail is not already ironed out, I will chase down my clients until I have that detail. A lot of my clients can attest to that, saying that I'm not the type of person where I'll just take your money, sign the contract, and you'll never hear from me again. I will literally become your best friend. I will become a shoulder to cry on. And I feel like that's exactly what a lot of people need when it comes to planning and coordination.
Have people yelled at you? Like,
you'd be surprised.
Really? Oh my.
I think weddings bring about a lot of emotion.
Emotion, yeah.
They don't mean it, but sometimes it just happens, and that's okay.
Shout out to you for that. I can't do that.
Thank
you know what I'm saying? I might have to add like a yelling fee. Every time you yell, that's another $1,000.
Yeah.
I might have to do that, because my mental health, that's crazy. Oh yeah, that's actually, so with wedding, just these big events, right? Like, how do you make sure that your mental health is balanced? Because people are going crazy, right?
Yeah.
And they put all their stress on you, right? So now you have your stress as a business owner, making sure that the client is happy, but also you're taking their stress as families, making sure that their event goes well. Because if it doesn't, then like 17 aunties are waiting to post about it on Facebook. Like, how do you keep yourself balanced?
I honestly don't even know. Again, a lot of my clients will be like, you're very good at having a poker face.
Okay.
People look at me and be like, we couldn't even tell you were stressed or you were upset about something.
No way, that's a good characteristic.
I myself on that because I think it took a lot of years to come to that point.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that helps my mental health was actually quitting my corporate job.
Right.
That brought a lot of stress into my life.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, just keeping myself busy with yoga, with working out, with spending time with friends, and making sure I'm actually putting myself first as well.
Okay.
Not necessarily spreading myself too thin or burning the midnight oil all the time.
Yeah, speak on that. Would you say that you haven't spread yourself thin yet? You're balanced, you're spending time for yourself as well as your business?
I would say, yeah. Now I have come to that point where I'm starting to understand exactly how much time I need to put towards the business versus how much time I may need to myself. And I'm not gonna lie, I have days where I'll wake up and be like, I don't wanna do anything today. I just wanna sit on the couch and be a blob. And I think that's totally okay.
What do you do?
I let myself feel it for a few hours just to maybe figure out, okay, why do I feel this way? Is it stress? Is it anxiety? Am I just freaking out about something? And then after that, I'll push myself to do something with physical activity. So I'll go on a walk, go to the gym. That helps kickstart the motivation.
Yeah, and like the
then I'll be like, oh wait,
productivity.
actually, let me start planning for this.
Okay. So you start with a small task, and then it just snowballs until
pretty much
you're taking care of everything on your to-do list. I definitely try that. I've been being a blob.
It's okay.
Yeah, I gotta get better at that.
Let yourself feel it.
Yeah, no, that's it though. Just feel it and then don't stay in there. Just feel it and then it's like, okay, we're done feeling.
Yep.
We gotta get to moving.
Feel it and let it go.
Yeah, okay, I like that. Some advice that you have for the young entrepreneurs, let's say specifically like the women and the people in the Desi community who want to start something, right? But they're stuck in that spot where I'm supposed to do this corporate job or I'm supposed to do this because this is what I'm supposed to do, quote unquote.
What are people gonna say?
How do you say that in
Log kya kahenge? Typical iconic line.
That's what Bengali say.
Yep.
Like, what's some advice that you have for them?
I would say just take that leap of faith. I know it sounds so cliche.
Yes, it is.
But
it's okay.
That's essentially what I did. I just woke up one day and I was like, I don't know why I'm letting myself just sit at this corporate job, getting bored on a day-to-day basis, pretty much hating my job. And I was like, you know what? At least I'm trying something new. If it works, then great. It works and you're gonna figure it out eventually. If it doesn't, then it's okay. At least you tried and you've taken things out of that. You have feedback. You understand what worked, what didn't work, and now you can move on to the next idea and try focusing on that instead. Okay. Another thing I would say is having a good support system around you.
Nice.
Friends, family, colleagues, whoever it is, even business partners, or even just like a random person that you just vent to, like a therapist, for example. Like somebody that's on your side and can motivate you and push you, and even when you don't want to push yourself, they will be like, come on, Nachi, you can do it. Like, you have it in you, I can see it.
I think we all need like accountability partners.
Yeah.
Besides the emotional side of it, what do you think is like a foundation that people should have before quitting the corporate job and then pursuing their CEO dreams?
I would say at least have some sort of game plan figured out for what you want. Okay. What is the end result that you want to see? You don't need to have the first few steps figured out. Okay. Eventually, with time and experience, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But what is it that you want to see at the end of it? I started Miraj Events. My question in my head was, where do I see this going? Like in 5 years from now, what do I want the company to be? Do I want to be one of the top planners in Michigan, or do I still want to just be like some random person that does it for fun? So just asking yourself those important questions to really understand, okay, this is what I want the end goal to look like, and this is what I need to do in order to reach that.
Okay, that's really good. Which part of your planning did you figure out the finances part? Like how did you, was it more so, you know what, if I just follow my passion, keep doing things the right way, money will come? Or was it more so you were like, I have this much saved up? How did you know? Because I think one of the biggest things stopping them from becoming their own business owner is really the finances, right? They think it's not going to be lucrative, or the first year they're probably not going to make money. Like, how are they going to pay for bills? What was going through your mind financial wise when you were thinking about switching from corporate to your own business?
Yeah, I definitely had those intrusive thoughts as well. I definitely was sitting there thinking, okay, like in order to live in 2025 with all the tariffs and the taxes and nothing's cheap anymore. Yeah, I'm at an older age where I should be starting a family and I need to start taking on more responsibilities. Those thoughts definitely crossed my mind. But as far as like finances go, I did the math and I just realized if I do a specific amount of weddings per year, whether it's planning or coordination, I could either meet or exceed the salary that I was making at my corporate job in a span of maybe, let's say, 1 weekend if I take on 4 weddings. So like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we take on 1 or 2 events per year. I would pretty much make double what I was making at my corporate job that month. And it's only usually during peak wedding season. So summer.
If you just grind out during spring and summer, you're basically set for the rest of the year, like financially.
Exactly.
Okay. How much do you think someone should have saved for startup? Do you need funds to start up?
No, I started with
Holy
0.
Holy crap. Okay, wait, whoa.
When I even started Miraj Events, I actually didn't even have a job.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had $0. Let's just say you had $0 and $1 in a dream. That's really what it was,
pretty
right?
Much. $1
and you were just like, yo, I got this.
Yeah.
And then people just started hiring you because you're the shit.
Pretty much.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually that's very interesting. Like some people might start like a clothing business or dessert business, food, something like that. Even like in media, there's some startup costs. Yeah, what is your overhead?
So to give you a little bit of background information, we don't do decor or anything like that. Had I decided to invest in my own decor, then yes, I would have to budget some expenses. Because we're solely focusing on day of coordination and outsourcing to other vendors.
You take someone else's budget, right? So you take someone else's budget and then you manage those funds.
Pretty much.
That's basically what it is. You don't need $100,000. If they want a $100,000 wedding, it's okay. Like, you give me the $100,000 and I'm gonna help you manage that, and then you're gonna get the wedding of your dreams.
Exactly.
Man, wait, what? I might have to be a wedding planner.
There's a lot of thought that goes into it, though.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I know, it's not for me. I can't do it. I'm a finance guy, though. Like, numbers are nice. People are mean. I can't do weddings. That's really cool, though. I had no idea. Okay,
I'm a
that's
numbers
great
person, so all that talk just goes over my head.
Shout out to you. Okay, let's talk about your services then, since we're talking about your business. What services do you offer? Let's treat it like a menu. Yeah, I'm looking to have a wedding. What can you offer me?
So we can offer 4 different types of services. We have full wedding planning, which is starting from scratch, from start to finish, from, let's say, today until the day of your wedding. You can be as hands-on or as hands-off in that process as you'd like. Some people have come to me and they've said, here's our budget. You do what we need to get done. We're just going to step away and show up on the day of the wedding. Other people will be a little bit more involved. That being said, some people will opt in for the partial planning package, which is, let's say you have 6 vendors that you need to hire for your wedding. You take on 3, I would take on the other 3, and I would quote you according to those services. Third package is day of coordination, which is something that I'm really trying to push into our Desi and Middle Eastern communities. Essentially what we were talking about. Managing the event, making sure the vendors know what to do, making sure there's a program, a timeline, we're sticking to the schedule.
Timeline is very important.
Things are organized, nothing's chaotic. And then the last package that we just recently brought on is content creation. So getting a social media, TikTok, Instagram content creator that will shoot the footage on their iPhone
for the couple.
The client.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. I like that.
Those are the 4 packages that we offer, and I tell all my clients everything is customizable. It's not like something set in stone. If somebody says this is our budget, but we really need assistance with full planning, then I will try to meet them halfway and see what we can.
Okay, that's really cool. I might need that menu. So when it comes to the other vendors that you manage, right? Do you have a list yourself?
Definitely. We have a preferred vendor list, obviously, with vendors that we've worked with and we are tried and trusted. And then if a client comes to me and they say, I really want this vendor from like Toronto or Chicago, and we've never worked with them before, obviously that's something we're willing to work with. And if everything goes great, then great. They're now on our preferred vendor list. Same thing, if there's a specific budget that a client has, they say, we really like these vendors, I would try to negotiate with the vendor to see if they can match the budget or at least be within those financial parameters.
Oh, so you're negotiating with the vendors too.
Yes. Damn. The nitty-gritty work.
Have you ever been in sales?
No, I've never
really?
been in sales.
You would kill it, honestly.
I have qualities from my dad because he actually used to manage a banquet hall as well.
Oh, really?
Wait, okay,
so now the dots are connecting. All right. So you grew up seeing the, so you really know what's going on.
I guess you can call me a Nepo baby.
Oh my God. What venue did he have?
So
was he here in Michigan?
The IEGD Mosque in Rochester Hills.
Really?
To manage the banquet hall and the kitchen for, I don't even know how long.
I go to IEGD. That's crazy. Okay. Dang. Sorry, I was just like taken aback. That's like really cool. So is he still doing that?
He's not doing it anymore, but I used to go with him to a lot of the events. Actually used to work the events as well.
Before the remodel?
Way before.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh man, that is so cool.
I was maybe middle school, early high school when I was doing it.
What do you think it is to book the new remodeled
That's a great question. That's a really great question. Hire me for the service.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I tried, guys. It didn't work. Okay, so besides your dad then, like who else in your family or in your circle that were doing like events or anything like that, like creative wise?
I would also say, I guess my mom as well. She actually manages a lot of family fairs and just like larger events with vendors like food stalls, clothing vendors, stuff like that. I guess I get my organizational side from her.
From your mom,
and I get my social butterfly side
from your
my dad.
I see that. Wow. That is really cool. I had no idea. Dang. So you guys are really a part of the IGD family, man. That's really
my
dope.
dad grew up in that community. He came here when he was 6 years old, so that's been his
6 years old
since he was a little kid.
So would he be? Would you still be first generation?
I want to say I'm second generation just because my dad is very much Americanized in a good way, of course.
Yeah, so you probably didn't get too much flack like from them.
You'd be surprised.
And still?
My dad was actually very chill and very supportive.
Yeah,
He's always been like that. He's a very chill, laid back guy. My mom, on the other hand, she actually grew up in Saudi Arabia. She's also Indian, Saudi Arabia. So she's very traditional in that sense. So it was very confusing growing up because my dad would say yes to some things and then my mom would say no, and I would just be in the middle like, what the heck do I do? Yeah, I did get a lot of pushback growing up, but I think now my mom has softened up and she's starting to realize, okay.
And after you start like showing her the checks, like, Mom, what dress you want? It's on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's on me. She's like, oh yeah, do your little wedding planning thing.
We'll coordinate your wedding.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. Any advice for the young women, like family-wise, right? Let's say they really do want to follow like a passion in like creativeness or something. They're scared of what the parents might, like how they might react. Like anything for them to give them a nudge.
Yeah, honestly, talk to your parents about it. You don't tell them it's going to come off as in a negative way.
You're hiding
clear communication is the key to any relationship.
Yeah.
So just talking to them about what you want to pursue and how you want to go about it and why you want to do what you want to do it's going to open a lot of doors for you, believe it or not. And your parents will also start trusting you even more as well because they're realizing, okay, my kid came to me and they trust me to talk to me about something that's been on their mind. No parent is not going to support you, but no one's ever going to fully say, we don't support you, unless you're doing something crazy.
That is true. I will say that. At the end of the day, our parents really want what's best for us. So because of that, they're very hesitant on the choices that we make and they're very vocal about it. But like after you pass that and the wall is down, the shields are broken, then at the end of the day, like they just want you to be happy, right? So whatever decision you're gonna make, they might not love it in the beginning, but they're gonna be like, all right, this is my son or this is my daughter. I'm not gonna stand in the way. Yeah, I like that. You know what? That was a very emotional topic right there. Now we're gonna get fun. We'll do some hot takes.
All right, all right.
So this is what I've been waiting on. This is my stuff. Okay. Hot takes. So based on all the weddings that you did, right?
Okay.
Who truly has the most fun weddings? Bangladeshis, Indians, or Middle Eastern? Most fun though.
But I will say, I think Indian Pakistani weddings is actually Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
100%. Middle Eastern people, like once they get to the venue, it's just dancing until you leave, essentially.
Okay.
Pakistani or Indian Mehndi is like the most fun you'll probably have all weekend.
Yeah.
All the events.
So when it comes to like our culture and religion, there's like multiple events before the actual reception, like the wedding. Yeah. So all of those, like you can potentially be a part of, like they can hire you for that.
Yep.
Okay, that's what's
exclusive to Muslims, Indians, Pakistanis. I actually just did my first Hindu wedding as well, which was actually Gujarati and South Indian couple. So two different cultures.
Yeah, a lot of fusion. Okay, so what have you noticed, like the main difference between the fusion weddings and I guess like the traditional weddings? Which one is harder versus which one is more fun, if you can
I think the traditional weddings are a little bit more complicated just because there's a lot of people that you have to please in that sense with traditions.
For traditional?
Yeah. If you're doing, for example, there's a term called rasams, which is essentially...
I don't know what that is. What is that?
I don't even know what like an English equivalent would be, but it's essentially...
An Urdu word?
Yeah, it's an Urdu word. But it's basically like a few customs that you would do at a typical traditional wedding. A lot of different families will have different ways of going about it. And you want to really make sure that you're respecting what the family wants and everyone's included. For example, like grandparents, great-grandparents, siblings. Making sure that you're not stepping on anyone's toes, but you're also being inclusive. So I think those are the more complicated ones just because there's a lot of thoughts.
A lot of opinions are involved, And then versus like a fusion wedding, you're saying like they're more chill?
They're more chill and they're a lot more fun because you get to think outside of the box. You get to bring different cultures together. You get to think of something that will make you stand apart, stand out compared to another couple that's celebrating their wedding the same day.
Let's see, what matters more, a big guest list or the decor?
Depends on which generation you're talking about. I want to say like focus more so on the guest list.
Oh, really?
Versus Gen...
Hold on, wait. Millennials care about the guest list more, and Gen Z cares more about the decor. Okay, that I can see. Why do you think the millennials care about the guest list?
Culture.
Yeah.
Culture, making sure that everyone's included. Think about our parents. Like when we host parties or events, they're gonna be like, oh, I was invited to this person's wedding like 20 years ago. So I have to invite them to yours. Versus Gen Z is kind of, I don't care. I want to do what I want to do.
What's something that's underrated but makes the biggest impact at these weddings?
Underrated but makes the biggest impact. I would honestly say, obviously, hiring a day of coordinator to oversee everything. Us and our team.
Very underrated, you know, management.
So if you want to be on time with everything, just hire a day of coordinator. And I promise that is actually one of the best investments a couple can make in their wedding, so that way they can sit back and enjoy and relax. But I would say getting maybe a really good DJ. Like a lot
okay.
We'll just be like, yeah, we'll figure it out. Sometimes it works. Getting a fire DJ, I think, really hypes up the crowd and everyone has fun.
All right, PSA. Now I'm throwing shade. At the end of the day, everyone thinks, oh, I have a fire playlist. I'm just gonna plug in Spotify and then that's gonna be like the vibe for the wedding. That's the worst idea that you can make. It just doesn't make sense. And then, like, how are you gonna hook up your phone to the speaker? Does the venue even have sound systems? I agree, like having a fire DJ for your event, you need that. Not just for the background music, but a lot of entrances. So there should be like a specific song or something going on, and then making announcements.
Fading the music in and out, like setting the vibe for the event.
They're vibe specialists. DJs are really vibe specialists. And if you're not investing in a DJ and you think your cousin is gonna take care of it, the whole vibe is off already from the beginning.
I agree.
Man, I had to do that for my cousin actually recently.
DJ?
Quick story. Sorry, bro, I'm gonna put you out there. So basically what happened was the day of, he was like, yeah, man, I just have this playlist on Spotify. I'm just gonna plug in my phone. Okay. Where are you plugging in? Oh, I'm sure it was Miraj too. He was like, I'm just gonna plug it in over there. I was like, are you sure that Miraj has speakers and sound? He's like, bro, like it's an event hall. Like, of course they have like sound systems, right? I was like, oh, okay. I don't think you understand how that works. So this is what I did because I'm a good cousin. I called one of the owners. I was like, hey. He was like, who are you? I was like, oh, I got this wedding.
This random brown.
He was like, yeah, I got this wedding today. I'm just managing it. He was like, oh, okay. He was like, what do you need? I was like, do you guys have a sound system and all that stuff? Is your DJ coming? And I said, who can I talk to on your staff to help me with that and all that stuff? He was like, okay, I have this mic for you and a Bluetooth speaker. Tell your DJ to talk to this person. I was like, absolutely, sir, we got it. And I'm sorry again. He was like, yeah, don't call me again like that. Immediately after I got off the phone, I was like, damn, this guy has no plan. There's gonna be no music, no vibe. What do I do? You've seen us here, right? We have a lot of creatives here. A lot of my friends are DJs actually, right? So I called up my boy and I was like, hey man, can I borrow your equipment? Like your speaker, your setup, all that. He was like, I'm at a gig right now. You know what I mean? It's Saturday. As soon as his event was done, he came here and he gave me all his equipment. He just put it in the car. The event starts at 7. Right now it's 6:30. My mom is in the car with her shari on. She's just chilling. My dad's like, why are we here? You know what I mean? And then I'm putting the speakers in. We go all the way to Miraj, and I have never done this before in my life. I don't know how this works, but I went ahead and my first time, like putting plugs in and all that stuff, setting up. Everyone thinks I'm like a legit DJ. The staff coming up, oh, you must be the DJ. Okay, they're asking me all these questions. And I'm just like, man, I'm just trying to figure out how to turn this on right now. Like, chill. Yeah, we figured it out. A lot of the cousins helped. And then it was like, okay, we got everything set up. Now we need the music. Okay, where is the groom with the fire playlist? He's nowhere to be found.
Oh, he didn't even share the link with you?
He didn't even share the link.
Oh
so now I'm just like, okay, like, what do I do? So I had my laptop, but I was like, now none of my playlists are gonna be appropriate for this. So then my sister, my youngest sister, she had a playlist of Desi songs or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Let's just try it, right? I just played that. And honestly, the majority of the people, they were vibing with it. Like she had a mix of all these Desi songs or whatever.
The girl that has the fire playlist.
Yeah, had a fire playlist. So she really saved the night with that. But then the speakers started messing up where you can't really hear the music. So now what do? I'm also the announcer. Like I was supposed to announce stuff like, oh, the food is gonna be served this time, or you can pray now, or hey, this person come up for a photo. So then I just ended up going around, started making fun of people like who came to the wedding or making jokes on the groom, just like having fun with it. And then like in the beginning, people were just like, what's going on?
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? But then everyone really, they started loving it. That was like a situation where, okay, it's gonna work out. The cousins are gonna take care of it. All right, they did this time, you know what I mean? But you can't bank on that.
And the fact that your friend even pulled up with all the equipment. Sometimes it's a person with literally just an iPad.
Yeah, the fact that he was willing to, he finished the gig that he got paid to do, right? And then he came back to give me all his equipment for free. That was insane. I don't know how we did that. But I say all that to say, honestly, if you're looking for a vendor, a DJ, an MC, you can hire me.
There we go.
You can add me to your venue. I'll do it. You know what I mean?
Find Najee's playlist, linked below.
If someone tells you that, hey, this is my budget, right? And then something happens and now you got to cut the budget. When that happens, where are you going to compromise? What are you willing to cut first?
I would cut from the decor.
Damn.
Yeah, I would. There's some decor things that you really don't need. Nobody's gonna pay attention to it. I tell all my clients that when you go to a wedding, what do you remember when you leave?
Okay. What do you remember?
Do you remember?
What do I remember? Honestly, food.
The vibes.
Oh yeah,
food
the vibes.
And the vibes.
Okay,
you don't remember what
Okay.
centerpiece the couple had. You don't really remember what backdrop the couple had.
That's true.
So if there's room to cut from the decor, for example, like a couple...
Like the stage?
Like tables. Because the stage is like a focal point. Swapping out real flowers for synthetic flowers instead.
Yeah, okay.
DIYing things instead of paying a decorator to do it. So that's where I try to cut down. I would never compromise on food. I think that is the one thing that everyone should invest in.
I agree.
Because food is food.
Out of all the weddings that you've managed, which wedding had the best food?
Honestly, it's the same caterer that's been catering all my weddings.
Oh.
Shahid Catering, nonstop. Their food is fire.
What kind of food do they have?
That's mainly like Pakistani food. So their food is very delicious. Similar to like Indian and Bangladeshi food.
I'm so glad that you brought that up. So when it comes to Indian cuisine, Bangladeshi cuisine, Pakistani cuisine, everyone thinks it's the same, right? We're all under the umbrella of like Indian cuisine.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think about that?
I do think, obviously, even if you go to India, Pakistan, or Bangladesh, or even the Middle East, like every state within that country has their own type of cuisine and how they make specific dishes or like ingredients. Something you might find in the north, you won't find in the south.
Okay.
So I do think the overall concept of the dishes we have is pretty much the same.
Okay.
But I do think the way that we decide to flavor it or the steps we take in cooking that dish differ. And that obviously changes the overall result.
What do you think the main difference is between, let's say, Indian food and Bangladeshi food?
I've had Bangladeshi food.
Okay.
I would say your guys' food is a little bit more like spice forward.
You bring the heat.
Yeah, like it's more heavy-handed with the spices versus for us it's like the spice is there, but it's not the entire dish. So
I'm gonna throw out some dishes and then would you categorize as, oh, that's for sure an Indian dish or this is like a Pakistani dish or a Bangladeshi. Okay. Biryani.
Indian.
Damn.
Indian, 100%.
Okay. You think India started biryani?
I'm from Hyderabad, or our family is from Hyderabad, India, and that's known as like the best biryani in the world. Ooh. So I'm very much biased when it comes to that, and I do think Hyderabadi biryani is the best.
Okay. I think as far as like biryani wise, like for Bangladeshis, kachi biryani, like our biryani.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to try that.
Kachi biryani.
All right, butter chicken.
Indian.
Okay. Yeah. What about turi chicken?
Pakistan?
I don't know.
I want to say it's Pakistani.
Okay.
Bangladesh copied a lot of Indian Pakistani dishes.
You hear this? This is insane. Okay. Butter chicken. Chicken 65.
Oh, I think that's Indian.
You sure?
I think that's Indian.
Actually, I don't know who created chicken 65. I went back overseas to Bangladesh and they were just like, brother, we don't know what chicken 65 is. Like that's like an American thing.
In Bangladesh?
Yeah.
Really? I don't think it's like a common.
65. Yeah. All right. We don't know about chicken 65 yet. What about fish dishes?
I will say you guys do
us, right?
Fish dishes the best. Like shrimp, fish. Okay. I know you guys specialize. There's like a specific fish that you guys...
Yes. And all that stuff.
So you do that.
Okay.
The best.
With the fishy guys. Okay. Ooh. What about like appetizers, like shingaras?
What's that?
What? No way. Okay.
No, I don't know what that is.
It's like the triangle thing.
Samosas? What do you call it?
Shingaras.
Shingaras?
Yeah, you can have potatoes in there.
What does shingara mean?
Shingara, that's a good question. I don't know.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah? You guys call them samosa.
Use samosa.
What about dal?
Oh, dal.
Yeah.
Dal.
I say dal.
I don't know.
Yeah?
I love dal, for those of you that don't know.
My favorite is like Pakistani dal. They kill it every time.
Really?
They know what they're doing. Like they keep the lentils in there too. It's fire. Okay. Damn, man. What about zilafis?
What?
Yeah, you probably call it something else. Jalebis.
Oh, jalebis. These are good.
Jalebis.
Yes.
Who do you think started that?
Jalebis?
Yeah, and everything.
India started everything, guys. Come on.
That's crazy.
I'm not going to start that war here.
That's crazy. This is really a hot topic issue right now because it's like Indian, like even here in America, right? Any Pakistani or Bangladeshi person, when they created a restaurant, it was labeled as Indian. Like, this is Indian food. And then in the beginning, like, yeah, it makes sense. But now, like, people are starting to differentiate, right? Oh, man, like, it's not really Indian food because I'm Bangladeshi. But now I'm trying to figure out myself, like, what classifies something as an Indian dish versus a Pakistani dish versus Bangladeshi dish?
Yeah.
Because even though, like, all three of the groups make biryani. We all make butter chicken. We all make tandoori, like, all the classics. But, like, how do we differentiate? This is, like, a Pakistani dish. What is a very original and specific traditional Indian dish that you love?
I'm from Hyderabad, so only the Hyderabadis would know this.
Okay, shout out to the Hyderabadis.
Hyderabadis.
Yeah.
It's called talava gosht.
Okay.
Gosht. Okay. The translation literally means like fried beef or fried meat. It's like the most tastiest dish you'll ever eat. It's usually made out of like beef or like lamb pieces. It's usually fried with like spices and just condensed down to be like a thicker stew in a way, like a dry stew. And you add fried potatoes to it and you eat it. And it's really delicious.
Okay.
Yeah. The hydros would know what I'm talking about. Sweet dish. Yeah. I'm an ice cream girl, so I'm going to say kulfi.
We got past the hot button, the food dilemma here. I don't know what people are going to say after your answers, but it is what it is.
Like I mentioned, all the different states within the countries, they all have their different take.
Okay. All right. You're a wedding planner.
Yes.
Let's plan your perfect event.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to say like this or that, and you just let me know.
All right.
All right. So live band or a DJ?
DJ.
What kind of music?
I'm a very like Y2K girl, or like early or late 90s. So I would say any throwbacks, American songs, Bollywood songs.
Okay.
Let's throw a little bit of Middle Eastern in there. But yeah, I think a good mix of everything, even like Latin songs.
Yeah?
Like,
oh, shit. Okay.
Gotta switch it up.
All right. Buffet or plated dinner?
Buffet.
Ooh.
Who wants to have their food pre-portioned for them?
Oh, pre-portioned?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably. What about the people who just like bring it to your table?
Oh, like the family style?
Yeah.
That's fun too. If you want to be like lazy and not get up and mingle.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Bollywood Sangeet vibes or traditional Mehndi vibes?
Bollywood Sangeet.
Damn.
I'm a diehard Bollywood girl.
Yeah.
I've grown up with Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, all the Khans. I love Bollywood.
So it's going to be definitely more fun, right?
Old school Bollywood.
So let's see. Family drama or last minute cancellations? Which one would you rather have? You got to choose one.
Cancellations from guests or vendors?
Both.
Family drama.
You rather have
family drama?
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we just planned like your event. I think that would be pretty great. I'll definitely come to that. So this one is pretty fun. So basically, we're just gonna say it in our language, right? So for example, there's a phrase right now that people use called "ate it up."
Okay.
Okay. So like, how would you say that in Urdu? So, ate it up.
Kha liya.
Lacy.
Oh, sounds similar.
Yeah. Okay. Because Bangla and Urdu share a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. It's giving.
Oh, I don't even know. That's so hard.
Yeah.
It's giving. Grae, I guess.
Okay. Sole. No, I can't use that. No, lagir. Okay. Main character energy.
Main character energy. I'm trying to think if there's like a specific word in Urdu that you could use. Main character energy. I'm gonna say matlabi. I don't know. I'm sticking to it.
All right. Main character energy.
Matlabi.
Yeah. Okay. That's like a hero or heroine. Okay. Low key.
Chup chup.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that was good. I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna like chup chup. I was gonna say the same thing. Okay. That's cool. Vibe. The vibes.
That's really tough. Vibes.
Mood.
What's the scene?
I would just say mood.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have like a favorite like Gen Z popular phrase?
Far removed from the Gen Z lingo. My brother is a Gen Zer.
Yeah.
Half the time he talks, I have no idea what he's saying.
What about glow up?
Glow up. In Urdu?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't even know what the word for glow would be.
Or let's just say it means like a transformation or a level up.
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Everybody change what you said. I don't know.
What does that mean?
He changed, basically.
I mean, if you're trying to compliment someone, be like, oh, achhe lag rahe. Like, you look good.
Oh, okay, yeah. That works. Now I just really need to give you your outro.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
If you're Desi, Middle Eastern, or someone who wants an unforgettable event, hit up Miraj Events, where they will take care of you from top to bottom. All you have to do is just enjoy your time. And if you love this conversation, give us a comment and subscribe. More stories coming your way from Made in Banglatown. Mehreen, thank you so much for spending the time with me. And you know what? Tell the people what you got going on. Where can they find you?
Thank you so much for having me. You can find us on Instagram, on Facebook. We also have our own website, mirajevent.com. You can always call or text us through the apps and we'll go from there. Thank you for having me.